You're watching Reality Check. The outrage over the UP police's inaction in the murder of the farmers in the Lakhimpur Kheri has escalated after new videos purportedly show a group of protesting farmers being run over by a speeding jeep. This viral video has surfaced. The farmers have alleged that the vehicles belonged to Union Minister Ajay Mishra and that his son was part of the cavalcade that ran the farmers over. This is what one of the farmers who was injured by the speeding vehicle and who survived has been admitted to a Delhi hospital told my colleague Saurabh Shukla.
अजय मिश्रा टैनी के गुंडे और उनका लड़का जीप पर सवार होकर आते हैं और रौंदते हुए, मैं आ रहा था, चल रहा था रोड पर, मुझे रौंदते हुए चले गए। मुझे टारगेट था उनका। एक थार एक गाड़ी आती है पीछे से, मैं चल रहा था, मुझे नहीं पता चला अचानक क्या हुआ, पीछे एकदम बहुत लगभग 100 किलोमीटर की स्पीड से आ रही थी, एकदम मुझे रौंदती हुई चली गई 20 फुट दूर तक और वहाँ हाहाकार मच गया।
Now, though the police has named the minister's son in an FIR and booked him for murder, they are yet to arrest him or even question his father. My colleague Alok Pandey tried persistently to ask a local police official why, but didn't get a convincing answer.
It's been close to 48 hours since the events happened in Lakhimpur and close to 24 or more hours since you registered a murder FIR against a man who is going around on TV proclaiming his innocence. Forget his arrest, has the police even questioned him till now?
You know that there are certain formalities are supposed to be done when a case is registered. After the case was registered, the postmortems were done and it was done only till last evening. We were busy, late in the evening we were busy in the postmortem, etc. All these legal formalities are being carried out properly and right on time. And today, just now you have seen about few minutes back, as you have said correctly, that the cremation was just started.
If this was a normal murder case where I was accused of murder, would this be the same attitude of the police?
Attitude of the police is very much in favor of the complainant. There is no question about this.
Now, this dragging of the feet is all the more concerning given that the minister, in a series of questions posed to him by NDTV, has not denied that the Mahindra Thar jeep seen in the viral video running over the farmers belongs to him. These questions were relayed to the minister via a local journalist partner in Lakhimpur, and these are some of the questions that were asked of the minister, starting with the question that the minister has always alleged that it is the farmers who started the violence. How does he then explain the fact that there is a viral video in which his own jeep is seen to be running into a group of farmers? उसको कैसे explain करेंगे?
देखिए, हमने आपको पहले दिन से स्पष्ट बताया कि थार गाड़ी हमारी गाड़ी है जो हमारे नाम पर रजिस्टर्ड है और हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं को लेकर के वो रिसीव करने के लिए जा रहे थे। हमारे बेटे की जहाँ तक बात है, वो कार्यक्रम स्थल पर थे। 11 बजे सुबह से लेकर के शाम तक उन्होंने कार्यक्रम का संचालन किया है। उनकी उपस्थिति बराबर रही है। हज़ारों लोगों की भीड़ में रहे हैं। फ़ोटो और वीडियो हैं उनकी। अगर कॉल डिटेल निकालेंगे, फ़ोन की भी CDR चेक करेंगे, सब जगह से लोकेशन भी चेक होगी। ऐसे हज़ारों लोग शपथ पत्र देने को भी तैयार हैं कि आशीष मिश्रा मोनू वहाँ पर मौजूद थे। जहाँ तक गाड़ी की बात है, स्पष्ट रूप से मैंने बताया, मेरे ड्राइवर की हत्या की गई, 2 कार्यकर्ताओं की हत्या की गई, एक कार्यकर्ता हमारा किसी तरह जान बचा के भागा, 3 कार्यकर्ता घायल हुए हैं। उसके बाद वो गाड़ी जब वहाँ खड़ी हो गई, रुक गई, वो अचेत हो गया ड्राइवर। उसके बाद गाड़ी को धक्का दे करके एक गाड़ी वो, एक दूसरी गाड़ी कोई फॉर्च्यूनर थी, उनको उन लोगों ने जलाया है। ऐसे लोग किसान नहीं हो सकते। इनमें किसानों में छुपे उग्रवादी थे।
The second question we put to the minister, where he gave a provocative speech several days ago where he said the farmers will be handled in 2 minutes if the minister gets a chance. तो हमारा ये सवाल था कि क्या एक मंत्री होने के नाते, especially a minister of state for home, क्या ऐसी चीजें आपको कहनी चाहिए थी?
अगर आप पूरा भाषण देंगे तो किसानों की गोष्ठी में दिया गया भाषण है वो। 25 सितंबर को महंगापुर गुरुद्वारा के सामने हमने किसानों की गोष्ठी की थी। संपूर्णा नगर कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के प्रांगण में गोष्ठी की थी और उसमें उन लोगों के लिए ये कहा गया था, इन लोगों ने इस तरह भारत माता के चित्रों को, प्रधानमंत्री जी के चित्रों को और हमारे होर्डिंग्स को, किसान सम्मेलन के होर्डिंग्स को फाड़ा है। वो निश्चित रूप से उपद्रवी हैं। उन उपद्रवियों के विरुद्ध कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। ये मैंने कहा था कि आप लोग सुधर जाइए, नहीं तो प्रशासन और शासन अपनी कानून से आपको 2 मिनट में सुधार देगा।
The third question we put to the minister, that has the police questioned him so far? क्या पुलिस ने आपसे कुछ पूछताछ की है?
पुलिस का अपना काम है, पुलिस जांच कर रही है, ये विषय आप पुलिस से पूछो।
Question number 4 that we posed to the minister. He said that his son wasn't present, but if his son wasn't present, why is his name there in the murder FIR? आपके बेटे का नाम murder FIR में फिर क्यों है?
FIR में पुलिस ने नहीं, पुलिस को दर्ज कराया गया। जिन लोगों ने तहरीर दी है उन्होंने दी है, तहरीर में वो मुकदमा लिखा गया है। ये जांच का विषय है, जांच में पूरा स्पष्ट हो जाएगा। जैसे मैंने आपको स्पष्ट बताया कि सारे प्रमाण हमारे पास हैं, सारे प्रमाण, बिना एविडेंस के तो कोई ऐसी समस्या है नहीं कि वो कह देंगे उन्होंने कह दिया और वो वहाँ पहुँच गए। वहाँ के एविडेंस आप हमारे देखिए, कार्यक्रम स्थल और घटना स्थल में लगभग 3 से 4 किलोमीटर की दूरी है और वो लगातार कार्यक्रम स्थल पर रहे हैं। घटना स्थल पर ना वो गए ना मैं गया।
Question number 5 that we asked the minister, that given the kind of political controversy this has created and the fact that his son is a key accused, will he resign as minister? Is there any pressure on him to resign? क्या आप पर कोई pressure है आप इस्तीफा देने के लिए?
क्यों देंगे? हमारे ऊपर किसी तरह दबाव नहीं, हम इसकी जांच करेंगे और इसमें जो लोग संलिप्त हैं, जिनकी साजिश है, उनके विरुद्ध कार्रवाई करेंगे।
All right, the Minister of State for Home there, defiant as ever. Well, I'm joined by Satyapal Jain, Additional Solicitor General of India and a senior member of the BJP, joining me. Satyapal ji, always great to have you on the show. Satyapal ji, just want to ask you, as a member of BJP and as a senior lawyer, don't you find it quite shocking that given the fact that it has now been almost close to 3 days since this violent incident, the minister's son has not been arrested and the minister himself has not been questioned, even though he made an insightful speech where he provoked violence against the farmers, and he's admitting his car was the vehicle which crushed these farmers to death.
See, whatever happened in Lakhimpur is the most unfortunate, and it's very unfortunate whether somebody dies from this side or that side. 7-8 people have died. Nobody can defend any action on either side.
Yes.
The FIRs have been registered. Investigation is going on. I am not saying at all at this moment whether A is guilty, B is guilty, C is. One very important factor should not be lost sight of, that within 2 days, within 24 hours, 40 hours, the local Sangharsh Samiti or the people who were leading that agitation,
Yes.
they arrived at a settlement with the administration. And
No,
as
but-
per the settlement inquiry, just give me one. Investigation is going on.
Right.
The compensation has been announced. Matter has been, ultimately, I will not settle out. Investigation proper going.
But
What I say is that now let the law take its own.
no, but Jain Saab,
Investigation is on.
Right.
Investigation is on. Judicial inquiry will also be conducted. They have agreed to that.
Jain
The
Saab.
compensation to be paid to the concerned persons.
Okay.
I
Yes,
think
as
we
you
should
know,
not
Satyapal ji, as you know that in matters of law, see, settlements happen. This is not a panchayati dispute. This is a case of murder, of people have died. As a lawyer, you will agree that in a murder case, and the best of legal minds have weighed in on this, arrest is almost immediate. Arrest is immediate. That's the question. Why has there been no arrest?
No, I am not saying that the settlement will wash away the crime of murder and all that. But
I'm saying why has there been no arrest?
I am saying only this much, that casualties have taken from both the sides. It's not that only one side people have died.
Of course.
People have died. Okay, investigation is on. Neither anybody from this side has been arrested, not from that side has been arrested.
No, but that's the question.
Investigation.
But I'm saying in the
What
case
I'm saying
of
is this. My point is
in the case of the minister's son, Satyapal ji, the minister's son is named. We have the copy of the FIR also. It names the minister's son as having committed the murder. As you know, in such an instance, and I don't need to tell you, you're a very senior and respected lawyer, especially when it involves somebody who has the power and the influence, arrest is immediate.
See, I like to clarify here, Supreme Court and many courts have said in a number of cases that before arresting any accused in any murder case, other case, whatever the case is, prima facie you have to come to a conclusion of some evidence against him. It's an incident which happened day before yesterday. There is a dispute whether the minister's son was there or not. There are two versions. One version is he was there, another version is he was not there. Have faith in law. I can assure you that law will take its own course, justice will be done, no guilty, whosoever he may be, will be spared, and no innocent will be involved.
Okay, even if you're saying that they need to investigate, how would you explain the fact that neither the minister or his son have even been questioned?
You leave it the investigation to the investigating agency. First thing after the murder is you take care of the bodies, post-mortem report comes, medical report comes, investigation is on. And interestingly, so far as the local agitationists are concerned, it is not they who are questioning all these things. It is people from outside who are going there, who are raising all these doubts.
No,
they
sir.
are satisfied with the investigation.
No, Satyapal ji,
with the investigation. They have lifted their dharna. They
Okay.
are going on and cooperating with the investigation.
I wish I could play that interview, but I will share it with you at some other point, where the family of those who were killed
Yes.
have told us on record that they're extremely frustrated with the investigation. They're extremely upset that no arrests have been made, even though there have been multiple eyewitness accounts which point to who was behind the crushing of the death, even though viral video is showing the jeep, even though the minister is admitting the jeep is his. But there's another aspect to this I wanted to ask you about, Satyapalji, which is that as we saw, the minister made a speech about 5 days before this incident, which is why actually the people gathered in protest, where he said, agar aap 2 minute humko denge to aapko theek kar denge. Now again, there is enough legal opinion to say that this constitutes hate or insightful speech. Even on this, there has been no karwai.
I am not aware whether somebody lodged the report against the minister for this speech or not. I am not aware of that. You may be aware of it. See, if there is any cognizable offence, people go to the police, lodge a report, then the police take action. 5 days earlier, there was some speech, and the minister rightly said just now that it is just one sentence has been taken out of the total speech. I say one thing I can assure you: whosoever is guilty, maybe hate speech, maybe murder, maybe rash driving, maybe this side or that side, I can assure you, I am very confident law will take its own course. Guilty will not be spared. Innocent will not be involved.
You are saying have the confidence, but if you see the police's action or inaction, that's where the question of confidence or lack of it comes. But the last question to you is, how would you explain how, while the minister, no action, no arrest, son, nothing, but leading political figures have been either prevented from visiting the site, or like in the case of Priyanka Gandhi, they've been now arrested. Over 24 hours has passed. According to them, they've not even been served the papers. Isn't that illegal?
See, so far as I said in the very beginning, this incident is most unfortunate. All those who have lost their lives were our own people. Maybe from this side, maybe from that side. So far as not allowing people to go there, one unfortunate incident has occurred where some people have died. Now, let us not create more situations. Let us not allow those people to go there who may instigate people, who may incite violence, who may ultimately create a situation which may be even worse than the present one. And all these precautionary measures are visualized by law. It's not for the first time that in such a situation, people whom the administration feels their visit can create more problems than solving, they have been stopped. I can give you 100 examples where after such incidents, entry of outsiders has been banned. Let's have faith in the investigation. Let's believe in the investigation. Courts are also monitoring the investigation. It is not that police will go home. Ultimately, all these reports will go to the court. High Court is there, Supreme Court is there, Trial Court is there. And I can assure you once again, guilty will not be spared, innocent will not be unnecessarily involved.
Okay, well, you seem very confident of the law and order process, Mr. Jain, but at the moment, many questions remain over whether this is being conducted in a fair manner or not. But thank you, as always, Satyapal ji, for joining us.
Thank you.
The big story that we're tracking on NDTV is, of course, the Lakhimpur violence, but also questions over why the Uttar Pradesh government is blocking key opposition leaders from visiting the site of the violence. I'm joined by SC Mishra, who's a senior leader of the BSP, and he also, Mishra ji, thank you for joining me. You also, Mishra ji, I think were trying to go to Lakhimpur, and what happened?
Yes, I had decided to leave, and I, in fact, stepped out of my house at 11:30 day before yesterday in the night for going to Lakhimpur. But immediately I was stopped at my gate of my residence itself. About 100 policemen had घेरावed my entire residence, and they said, the officer said that no, you will not be allowed to step out of your house. So I literally asked him, well, what is the problem? Where is is there any order? He said, nothing, there's no written order, but we have instructions that we will not allow you to go to Lakhimpur because the law and order problem would be created. I said, how am I going to create a law and order problem? I'm just going there to meet the family members of the deceased and go and visit the place and see a site. So it's a right of the political parties and the leaders to go and see and try to understand what has actually happened. But he said, no, under no circumstances you will be allowed to leave out of your home. And they, in fact, blocked me for whole one day. And they in fact, said that until you get the orders of permitting you to go there, Lakhimpur, you cannot go to Lakhimpur.
And there were no written orders that they showed you?
No, I kept on asking them that, do you have any written orders? He said, no. No, it is only oral order which we have, and we have instructions. I said, from whom? So he did not disclose that. The officers could not disclose from whom the instructions were there. And ultimately, after about 1.5 hours, when I kept on insisting, I sat down. I said, no, I'll not go I have to go there unless you bring something. Then they brought a letter addressed to me and saying that from some police officials saying that because of the law and order problem in Lakhimpur, and so no political party, no person will be allowed to go there, and therefore you are not going to be allowed.
And any section was cited of the law, any
no,
ground?
Nothing, no section, nothing, no provision of any of IPC or anything, and that was at 2:30 a.m. when up to 2:30 a.m. I was sitting. I said, if you have any orders, otherwise you let me go. And this is my fundamental right also.
Today, did you try to go to Lakhimpur? Are you allowed to go to Lakhimpur?
No, in fact, today also afternoon when I was coming out of my house, I had to even go to the court. The court had, there was a matter, the court said, how are you going to stop him from coming to the court? And not performing his duties inside the court also. But the court had fixed a particular case, an important case. So ultimately, they said, we'll be allowing you to go to the court. You can go to the court, but please, you can't be allowed to go to Lakhimpur.
And generally, the view has been that so far the BSP has not been as aggressive or combative. Your supporters, your people have not hit the streets in the same way as the other parties. We even see the Congress, Priyanka Gandhi at least managed to go much further before she was arrested or detained in Sitapur. Is that a valid allegation that BSP is somehow seen as being somewhat softer on the BJP?
That's absolutely incorrect. If you see the history of the BSP style of functioning has always been like this. In fact, the first of those persons who reached, in fact, at Lakhimpur with the farmers, our people were also there, and they in fact reached there first because the entire persons of Lakhimpur, our unit, and all those persons are there ever since then with them. I was not allowed to go there, but in fact, we don't believe like other parties in burning the buses or blocking the roads or railways.
Sure. But
so our style of functioning is a bit different. We have been opposing them right out throughout.
But Mayawati ji is not seen visible at all, only tweets.
See, you took the name of Srimati Priyanka Vadra. She is what she is. She is National General Secretary. I am also National General Secretary. Now, if we are on the field, we are going there. She is the national president. And if she goes to Lakhimpur herself, that will only make the point. That is not I am not being allowed to go out of my house to reach Lakhimpur. So she is the one who is under whose instructions I was going there, under whose directions I was going there. In fact, the entire unit of at Lakhimpur is under her instructions, which are working there with the farmers today. Okay. And she has been working, monitoring things for almost 16 to 18 hours every day, and all other matters also.
You're talking of Mayawati ji. Right.
She'll be coming out. It's not. She'll be when the position arises, when this situations would be there, or when it is decided that she should come into the field. Because now, if she comes out, they'll be blockaded by these persons straight away on the ground. Several grounds, Corona, there's that. Because she comes out, there'll be lakhs of people around her. So all those things have to be also looked into. We are, as I said, we don't take law into our own hands. But these are the persons who are breaking the law and taking law into on their hands. And that is why other day I said it's a situation in UP now where there is no law. It's a breakdown of law, and therefore it's a situation where apt case where the president rule should be imposed.
Okay, that's a very strong statement coming from you.
Yes.
You're a
president's rule. You see the provisions of the Constitution of India. In fact, it's a situation like this. What happened in Gorakhpur? Police entering into the hotel room. You are sleeping in your room and they come and they kill you. What happened in Lucknow?
Apple company was killed in Gorakhpur.
Yes, an Apple company employee, and he was shot by the police officer. In fact, in Mahova, a person is shot by an IPS officer. And he's wanted for last 1 year and he's not being arrested. So what is going on in UP?
Okay, all right. Strong words there, S.C. Mishra. But thank you so much for joining us and talking to us on NDTV. As the political controversy over the Lakhimpur violence escalates, I'm joined by P. Chidambaram, former finance minister, senior leader of the Congress party and also a leading advocate in the Supreme Court. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chidambaram, for joining us. Mr. Chidambaram, now it's fairly clear that leaders of the Congress like Priyanka Gandhi and others have been kept in the custody of the UP police for more than 24 hours. They've still not been produced before a magistrate. What is the legal implication of this, and how credible is the UP government's argument that, look, we had to detain these leaders because otherwise they would have created political unrest at the Lakhimpur site?
I'll come to the second part later, but it's completely illegal. They arrested her at 4:30 on Monday morning. 24 hours ended at 4:30 this morning. They only said, we are arresting you under section 151. Section 151 of the CRPC enables a police officer to arrest a person if he knows that the person has a design to commit a cognizable offense. He has not committed an offense, a design to commit an offense. So the moment you invoke 151, you are admitting that no crime has been committed. It may be committed. You are detaining. But section 151, subsection 2 says, such a person cannot be kept in detention beyond 24 hours. You have to take the person to the magistrate. Now it's almost 36 hours and they have not taken Priyanka Gandhi or anyone else to the magistrate. Now, this is completely illegal. It's illegal for many other reasons. You cannot arrest a woman after sunset or before sunrise. Arrest was at 4:30. A woman cannot be arrested by touching the woman except by a female police officer. Now, she was jostled by male police officers.
Will you or the Congress be moving court against this?
No, that is a decision which the people in Sitapur and Lucknow have to take. Sitting in Delhi, I can't say that. But I think moving the court is an option. But I think the other option is that this is a mess created by Mr. Modi's police and Mr. Yogi's police and Mr. Yogi Adityanath's government. Let them unravel this mess. They scramble the egg. Let them unscramble the eggs.
But overall, if one were to look at the manner in which this entire case has played itself out, the fact that you have a union minister who reportedly makes an insightful speech, then there's the allegation that his son is the one who ran these people down, the farmers down. The FIR names the son, apparently charged with murder. But,
has he been arrested?
But the son has not been arrested and there's no action against the union minister. The police is saying we've not done that yet because we are busy with the funeral, we are busy with other things, we are still doing the investigation. Is that an acceptable argument?
Of course not. The SUV belongs to the minister or his son. They are not denying that the SUV ran over the farmers. So you'll have to make some arrest. If you're so busy with funeral and other arrangements, you don't have the time to arrest the owner of the SUV. He may be guilty, he may not be guilty. I'm not commenting on that. Owner of the SUV is not arrested, but Ms. Priyanka Gandhi is arrested. You have the time to arrest Ms. Priyanka Gandhi, but you don't have the time to arrest the minister or the minister's son. This is utter rubbish. As I said, law and order has got a new meaning in UP. It is not law, Indian law. It is not order as we understand legal order. It is Mr. Adityanath's law and Mr. Adityanath's order. So law and order in UP means Mr. Adityanath's law and Mr. Adityanath's order.